How are y'all doing? Welcome to Green Card Guys TV. I'm your host, John Ting, here to answer any questions. I apologize, I'm a bit late today. I had to finish up a couple tasks that were deadlines. But now happy to answer any questions. Please let us know where you're watching from, whether it's New York, California, Texas. It's always interesting to know how far YouTube is showing our channel. And as always, I'm going to look up if there's any updates from Department of State. Meantime, if you have any questions about your prior date or if your prior date has reached, please let us know your country and your category and your prior date. Of course, that allows us to better assist you, because I know we have been receiving some comments or questions about when your prior date will reach. But of course, we need three things: prior date, your country of nationality, and also the category. That's right, preference category. All right. Hi, Elena. Nice to see you again. Let's see here. Well, let's see what the Department of State has for us. I do have some information to share other than, okay, well, we do have April 30th. It says the title, Immigrant Visa Prioritization. Let's see what they got for us here. I'm going to share with you what they have written with us or posted. Let's see. Okay. Might be too small, but let me see if I can enlarge it. Well, this is quite long. Okay, but I think I have an idea what they're going to say. Okay, so immigrant visa prioritization. It says, basically as a follow-up to the previous one, the Department of State is committed to sharing the current status of worldwide visa operations. Oh, so they say. We'll see. As part of that effort, we'd like to provide more details regarding how our embassies and consulates are prioritizing immigrant visa applications as the department works to reduce the backlog. That's everyone's concern, right? When is my freaking interview? Reduce the backlog of such applications resulting from travel restrictions and operational constraints caused by the global COVID pandemic. All right, now the next thing, the health and safety of our personnel, U.S. citizens, blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry, I'm just going to skim through this because I don't want to bore you with this. I'm going to say this because it sounds like a repeat of their previous update from a couple weeks ago. They're just giving excuses about COVID. There's always ways to get around it because, let me take this off screen. There's always a way around it because interviews at USCIS stateside in the United States, they've been able to continue interviews. Okay, of course they take more precautions. They have the plastic or glass, the plastic panel. The only concern I would think is there's less people working at the office. So I understand that. I can tell you we've had some clients recently go for the immigrant visa interview, whether they needed a waiver or not. It's been successful, thank goodness. We prepared our clients from top to bottom. But the first step usually is that the date of the interview that you have is actually the day that you provide the documents. So this is a pandemic response, is that they're going to collect your documents first day, and they're going to ask you to come back the next day because they don't want to take the time to review your documents with you face to face. Supposedly it will save them time. I mean, really, I don't think they spend that much time looking over the documents anyway, but just in case they need to spend more time, they can do that. Which, again, at the end of the day, most of these documents we provide to them or that they ask for is already provided to them. So I don't really see why they even have this extra step to begin with of you having to provide certain documentation. Because, again, we provide at National Visa Center. I can't really think of, oh, well, that's right. They do want original birth certificate, original marriage certificate, for example. They just want to be able to touch the real thing. So I guess in that situation, I do understand. But at the end of the day, it really shouldn't take more than 5 minutes. But that's what's going on. I wanted to share that. Of course, if you have questions about that, please drop in the comments. But if you have anything more specific that you want to share facts about your case, friends, I really recommend that you call us or you send us a text so you can schedule a free 15-minute preliminary discussion. We do offer that to you if you're a YouTube subscriber or follow us on the Facebook group or page. Okay, friends, that's very important because, once you get into the nitty-gritty details of your case on YouTube comments, we tend to want to overflow that to a personal private conversation anyway. But if you're at the computer and you have time, please fill out the intake form down below. It starts with Ting Law, and you should see it here. Okay, but now skimming through this State Department update. Oh, that's nice. They're saying petitioners and applicants in the immigrant visa process are more than just numbers. Well, that's for sure. What we tell our clients, we focus on each individual case. We acknowledge the stress and hardships that you have suffered through during the past year as a result of COVID. Okay, well, what's the resolution here? Okay, the resolution is, they keep repeating the same thing, basically. Okay, well, they say specifically the department's prioritization relied on clear direction from Congress that the department must adopt a policy of prioritizing immediate relative visa applicants and K-1 fiancés of U.S. citizens, followed by family preference immigrant visa applicants. And so I know there's a bunch of different types of cases that you may have. Each of you watching may have. We get a lot of questions about fiancé visa, immigrant visa in terms of immediate relative category, for example, married to a U.S. citizen, but also y'all that have like F2A, F2B, and even F4, for example. So the family preference categories. So the family preference, as I just read, those are basically not prioritized. They're going to be after the fiancé visa applicants and the immediate relative applicants, okay? So let's see here. The U.S. embassies and consulates are using a tiered approach to triage immigrant visa applications based on the category of immigrant visa as they resume and expand processing. Who knows what the heck that means? Basically, they're saying, more specifically, they're going to schedule appointments within all 4 priority tiers every month. Okay, well, that's obvious. Well, that's good. So it sounds like even if you do have a family preference, you will still be scheduled for interview. It just may not be May. We're in the month of May now, 2021. So each month they're going to have interviews for any of these type of cases. Tier 1, let me share my screen again. Tier 1, it shows immediate relative, including adoption cases, age out cases, special immigrant visas. Tier 2 is immediate relative visas and fiancé visas and returning resident visas, which that's included in there because a lot of y'all have been watching the channel and concerned if that your resident card has expired and you haven't returned, or you have been outside the U.S. for 6 months or more outside America. So that's definitely, or especially after 1 year. After 1 year, it really is a concern, and you definitely need to file this returning resident visa application. I believe that is the SB1. I believe that's the form number. But you can find that on a Department of State website. That's something you can definitely do on your own, but if you have questions, we're happy to assist and represent you if necessary. Tier 3 is family preference immigrant visas, and SE, I don't even know what SC stands for right now, but special immigrant visas for certain employees of the United States government. Oh, well, that's interesting that's not Tier 1. Very surprising. Okay, but Tier 4, all other immigrant visas, including employment-based preference and diversity visas. So this is a big update. I mean, at least you have some kind of idea of what the heck the U.S. embassies are doing. Again, it doesn't really give you a complete idea of when your interview will be, but at least it gives you an idea how they're prioritizing this. Honestly, this should have happened January 20th. I don't know why they would have to wait until late April, early May to send us this kind of information. I know this is what y'all been asking for, right? At least, what is the State Department going to do? How are they going to prioritize? Because so many people are backlogged. They just keep saying the same thing at the end of this. Okay. Well, that looks like it's it. Okay, friends, in terms of that, and we'll share this as a screenshot and share as a community post. So be on the lookout for that. And let's see here. So I have some questions here. Gamini, let's see. Thanks for tuning in. You're from Sri Lanka. You're here, I guess, in the U.S. Almost 8 years already. You entered with a B1 visa. So when you came here, you applied for asylum. Your case is in court right now. You got a work permit. Okay. Can you sponsor your family? And are you qualified to sponsor your family? Um, no, not right now. From the facts you provided, it sounds like you still don't have any kind of status. You didn't mention if you were approved. So since you are not approved yet for your own asylum case, then you can't sponsor your family. I'm assuming your family's abroad in Sri Lanka. Uh, but yeah, I mean, let us know where your court case is located. We're here in Houston, Texas. We were formerly in Dallas, Texas a couple years ago. But even if, especially for court cases, it would be expensive to pay our legal team to travel to your state. But we're happy to do it. But if your case is, let's say, New York City or somewhere in California, we have contacts all across the country in the United States. So if you need an immigration lawyer to represent you in immigration court, for example, we're happy to provide those references. But at the end of the day, we don't know every single professional personally. And even if we did know them personally, um, you need to do due diligence is what I'm trying to say. Because really at the end of the day is also a personality match. Can you, based on communication, right? Some people want updates sooner than later. So you need to make sure that attorney, that law firm can fulfill on that and what you want. Not every attorney does that. We focus on customer service. So that's really important for us to provide you timely updates. All right, Kamini. So I think that's your situation based on the facts you presented. Jewel, nice to see you. Yes, I'm doing good. I got the vaccine. I'm very thankful for it. And we went to a wedding last week, but everyone there was vaccinated. And we took a COVID test. I don't know if this is what you're asking, but wanted to share anyway. We took a COVID test this past week, and we all tested negative. So thank goodness. Really to protect other people, right? So friends, if you have any questions, we'll still be on for about 6 more minutes. I have another meeting at 12 o'clock Central Time. Let's see. Oh, sorry, friends. If you were trying to follow us on Facebook page of the group, it looks like I should have clicked go live on those individually since I was a bit late. All right, so let's see what else they got for us here on the State Department website. But friends, if you're new to our channel, please subscribe because you can get all the notifications and click the bell. So you get all the notifications of our future videos. We've got a lot of tips, videos about tips, what you can do for really any type of case. And if we haven't covered something, please let us know. Drop a comment. So if you're looking for some kind of resource, we're happy to create a video on that. We're just going through questions that we receive through the comments here on YouTube and also through our consultations, because we realize that many people will have a similar question and really just save you some time. But of course, if you have specific questions about your case, I mentioned this earlier, but if you're new to our channel, we do offer free 15-minute preliminary discussion just to try to point you in the right direction, okay? And if you can provide this not so secret code, green card guys, our CARES team will call you within 24 hours of a business day. Otherwise, friends, the best way, if you want more time, more than 15 minutes, you can schedule an appointment right here, and we'll talk to you soon, on the Zoom or a phone call, whatever you prefer. We're happy to do it. But let me check the State Department website again to see if there's anything else. I just got a little excited when I saw the immigrant visa prioritization news bulletin. That was April 30th. So just a few days ago. They do have another one related to proclamation on April 30th as well. So let me get to this. Let me share my screen. Okay, here, April 30th. President Biden signed a proclamation suspending entry of certain non-immigrant travelers who have been physically present in India, which will go into effect May 4th. Okay, well, I guess it shows April 30th, but it now shows May 4th. Today happens to be May 4th. So it already went into effect. This is related to persons in India, really because they have a variant of the COVID-19. And I've been told that India has rolled out the vaccines fairly quickly several months ago, but that's what we have to prepare for in America and hope, and also in your country, is that unfortunately, when you do get vaccinated, that's a good thing. That's step number one. But then apparently there could be new strains of the COVID. I'm obviously not a doctor, but that's what I've been reading about. So you want to be careful, okay? You still want to wear your mask and take social distancing guidelines, okay? Exercise those 6 feet rule at least. I don't know, 6 feet is honestly enough, but still practice that. Okay, so it's saying immigrants, U.S. citizens, and lawful permanent residents are not subject to this proclamation, so you can still enter the U.S. So that's good, because I know I have some clients who have traveled to India who are green card holders and citizens, and they'll be able to come back. Let's see what else here. They're talking about, okay, it's saying there's also an exception for people that are air and sea crew. So if you're traveling by boat or plane, work for airlines or a boat, for example, you're here on a C, D, or C1D visa, then you can still come to the country. Thankfully for you all. But there's a long list. Looks here. It all says the Secretary of State has determined that the travel of the following individuals is in the national interest of approving exceptions under this geographic proclamation, including those subject to restrictions under this proclamation. Immigrants not applicable to the restriction, which only covers non-immigrant travel, fiancés, students, certain academics covered by exchange visitor programs. It's saying that you could qualify for national interest exception, so you want to apply for that. Email the consulate. Journalists. Okay, so it's quite a long list. It's kind of similar to from before. It's also saying derivative family members accompanying a non-citizen who is exempted from, for example, like a legal permanent resident green card holder, and not subject to the proclamation. You could also come into the country. So it's pledging to continue to grant national interest exception for the purpose related to humanitarian travel, public health response, and national security. Okay, friends, so it goes a long list. We'll provide a link to this page in the description below right after the show. Okay, friends, so again, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe and share the video with your friends, okay? I'm seeing if I have some comments. Good morning, Oba. I'm doing good. Thank you. Thank you for your question. Okay, if you all have questions, I'm about to sign off, but please fill out the intake form or contact us, okay? We greatly appreciate it. And until next time, please continue wearing your mask.